Hey guys, I know I'm overdue for my storytime video. I should have had it out, the how I got my call sign Yuri 2 weeks ago. However, the last few weeks, or last month really, has been extremely busy for me. In fact, I should actually be in Ukraine right now making this video. However, I had to push that travel date back due to production issues. I wish I could really show you guys a lot of what I've been working on. I've been under a lot of stress and pressure lately trying to get all this stuff handled before I go out to Ukraine, and I will talk to you guys more about that in the future. However, I do apologize that I don't have the how I got my call sign Yuri story time up yet. The audio's recorded. I just need to find the time to edit everything, and even just doing this update video for you guys it's actually taken me a couple weeks. I wanted to get this update video to you guys out of last week or even the week prior, just so you guys know what's kind of going on with me and why this story time is late and other story times are temporarily paused until I finish with the production, working through the production I'm working on right now for Ukraine. So I hope you guys can understand that it's going to be a little bit of a pause for any content regarding my fighting. I do want to start posting some of my content in manufacturing and some of the stuff that I've been doing for Ukraine behind the scenes. So if you guys would like to witness that, just let me know. And today marks my 3rd anniversary of the mission where I was listed as missing in action. This is the same mission where I ended up disabling a Russian tank. I was almost killed by a different Russian tank. It ended up taking out my IFAK and nicking me on the thumb, as well as destroying the sling mount on my AK and one of the rockets on my back. But also the mission where at the end of it, I actually came up on a wounded Ukrainian soldier on the battlefield and carried him to safety. But not to make this video seem clickbaity because of the mentioning of the AS-VAL situation of the AS-VAL and VSS for reproducing them in the United States as it is. Currently, until the war is stopped, either a armistice or a straight up peace deal, I can't focus on the stuff that I need to do in order to reproduce accurately the AS-VAL and the VSS here in the States. And it's probably going to have to be when I'm able to set up manufacturing in Ukraine as well as here in the States that I will be able to get the necessary measurements and manufacturing down in Ukraine and then transfer that knowledge back here in the States. So just TLDR, as long as the war's going on, I can't focus and separate what I'm doing right now for Ukraine in order just to produce these copies, these replicas here in the States. I wish I could tell you guys, or I wish I could really show you guys really what I've been working on. I've been working on so many different projects from so many different groups in Ukraine. A lot of them are pretty cool projects that are shaping how we will be fighting future wars. A lot of this knowledge I will be retaining and will be able to utilize these skill sets here in the United States in order for us to create a more effective and lethal fighting force for the U.S. in case we have to go against countries like Iran or China or even Russia in the future. I wish I could show you guys a lot of the stuff that I've been working on here behind the scenes. A lot of the items that I have been creating are pretty cool, very unique, and providing a lot of insight to how wars in the future are going to be fought. Because now with drone warfare has absolutely changed how the next war is going to be fought. What you guys are looking at right now are inert solid aluminum 40mm high explosive dual purpose rounds, the M433. These inert rounds that I'm producing right now, their only purpose is to help train Ukrainian soldiers the safe handling, loading and unloading of various 40mm grenade launchers that utilize this type of round. I know it's not a sexy piece of kit that is going to blow your guys' mind, especially with some of the stuff that I have been working on in the past or I'm working on right now. However, these things are important for Ukraine. I'm producing these and sending them out to Ukraine to various teams so that they can do the training necessary, all on my own dime. And I'm also doing a lot of the prototyping, research and development of these systems that I am working on that I can't show you at this moment in time. I will be able to show you guys some of the stuff coming up soon, as some of the stuff right now is in field trials. I will be going to Ukraine pretty soon to observe field trials of the various systems that we've been developing here, or I've been working on with Ukrainian teams out there. Once I'm able to do that, I will be able to kind of show you guys some of the stuff that I have been working on these past 2 years. Most of these projects I have been working on and will be continuing to work on are solely focused around protecting Ukrainian soldiers on the front, as well as civilians near the front and even further back. While I'm in Ukraine, traveling and evaluating some of these systems, bouncing off ideas from the guys that are using these systems on how we can improve these systems, I'm going to start opening up fundraising again. Everybody who has given to me in the past and who has wanted to help, I greatly appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Most of the reason I haven't done fundraising these past 2 years has been because I didn't want to get you guys fatigued with constant fundraising pushes, because I knew eventually I was going to need to rely on open sourcing fundraising for the projects that I'm working on, and I wanted to focus on what I needed the most. I wanted to focus on what needed the most attention before I started going to you guys hand in hand. I have a Patreon that's going up here soon. The channel itself has been monetized for the past few months, and I'm starting to look at other avenues of getting in funds to finish a lot of these projects that simply cannot be completed without capital backing them. I'm looking at selling some merchandise such as t-shirt or other clothing items or appeal, or even creating things like these inert 40mm aluminum shell casings, or even Browning 50 cal shell casings for you guys to be able to purchase, which will directly fund and help the projects that I'm working on right now. Again, I really appreciate you guys, and Slava Ukraine.